What's up? What's up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and today I'm sharing a personal favorite recipe of mine: pulled pork mac and cheese with homemade garlic bread. This stuff's unbelievable. So make sure you like and subscribe and come along for the ride. I'll walk you through everything you need to know. Starting off, this is the cheese I'm choosing to use today. Yeah, that's right, lactose free, because I don't want to fart a bunch at my wife. I don't really know what else to say about that. So I go in with this block of cheese and I'm shredding up this entire thing. We're going to set this to the side for now. We're just preparing this ingredient. So shred the entire thing up, get it ready to go, and just put it to the side for now. That's what's going to be important. Oh, cheese is so good. We're then going to put a pot of water onto the stove top and get it boiling. To be clear here, we're going to add a lot more salt than you saw me add there. And this is the pasta of choice that I'm going to be using today. So let's go ahead and cook it to the instructions on the package for it to be al dente. That's what we want here because we are going to move it to the oven. Then we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a homemade roux. This is like a cheese sauce. It's going to start by just combining butter and flour. We're going to cook that down in a saucepan like this. You want to be very slow and gentle about this. You know, go look up how to make a roux recipe, or maybe I'll put out a how to make a roux recipe at a later date. But just for now, be cautious, be careful, and be patient while you're making your roux. Get that flour cooked down as well. That's very important here. Then we're going to take our milk and we're going to start adding that in slowly and letting it all incorporate together. It's really important here to be patient though. Please, please, please be patient. When you're making a roux like this, it's one of those things where if you rush it or pour everything in at once, it just doesn't really work. So like I said, be patient, be patient, be patient. So those noodles are now done al dente. Get those strained out and then put them into a large bowl, and we're going to go in with a bunch of pulled pork. Now you can check out one of my other videos on how to make pulled pork. I have a number of them. I highly suggest you check them out if you haven't. And again, if you're not part of my ever-growing community, make sure you like and subscribe. I drop new recipe videos all the time. Even though it's winter out, I still love barbecue and, you know, anything that's kitchen-related or food-related. So come on, join my community. Back to this, though. Get those noodles and pulled pork really mixed together. It's also important to make sure that the pulled pork isn't kind of clumped together. Get that all ripped apart, spread up so that there's a lot more pulled pork in each bite. Then we're going to go back to our roux. We're going to start adding in cheese and letting that incorporate as well. It's really important here, again, to be patient. This cheese is going to melt down and really thicken up that sauce. And boy, oh boy, is it going to be absolutely delicious. I cannot wait. We got more cheese to go in as well. So if you're a cheese fanatic, you totally got to learn how to make a homemade roux. 10 out of 10 is the best way to have mac and cheese. Now, once we got all that cheese incorporated there, and this is looking good into the velvety thickness that you'd like, we're going to go ahead and pour it all over those noodles and that pork. Oh my gosh, this is delicious. Then grab yourself a nice big spoon. Be careful, this is real hot cheese sauce as well. Those noodles should be warm and hot as well. We're going to get this all incorporated. Mix that up. Do not be scared here. Go all the way. Get this fully incorporated, fully covered. Then we're going to go ahead and move it into whatever dish you have. I just have this little glass Pyrex dish. I transfer it all over, nothing special. And then just get it topped up with some cheese. So let's go get this spread in here and even it out as well. So kind of go down with your first layer, patch in with those little holes wherever you need it to be, fully filled in. Keep going, get this patched down, all that. We want to make sure we don't leave any of that food behind. Get all of it in there. Now, once you're happy with that pulled pork mac and cheese distribution in that Pyrex dish, we're going to go ahead and take a little bit more of that shredded cheese from earlier and top it off right before we throw it in the oven to kind of broil it off and finish her up. So let's get this cheese topped on. And when you're doing this, try not to go too thick with it. I mean, I don't really care what you do. If you really want it to be thick, go ahead. But just remember, we do have that roux in here that's also going to melt down when we cook this. And it's just going to be absolutely delicious. So make sure you don't overload. But honestly, if you do overload, enjoy it. You're really going to like it. So let's go ahead and throw this into the oven. I've got this at 350 right now, and the main thing we're looking for is just that cheese to kind of melt down. And then next, let's go ahead and prepare up some homemade cheesy garlic bread. So I have this South Shore Sea Salt's cheesy garlic salty seasoning. I just buttered up some bread, pretty basic, and then gave it a little sprinkle. This stuff's absolutely delicious, and it's a great way to add a little bit of extra perfectness to your meal, so totally check it out. So I made all that bread, go into the oven, just kind of notice that things are melting down, so I throw these go into the oven for, I don't know, 3 or 4 more minutes, just to let the mac and cheese finish that cheesy melt, and everything can kind of come out at once. So there, it's been about 3 minutes. Pull out the mac and cheese. Just look at these. It just looks glorious. I can't believe how good this looks. Oh my gosh, yeah. Look at that clump of mac and cheese just pooled right next to that pulled pork. Oh my goodness. And I used these shells, if you're wondering, not regular macaroni, just honestly because they kind of have little pockets that cheese and pulled pork can get caught in. And that's just, to die for. So there's my bread. It's kind of toasted up, just a light toasting, nothing too crazy. And this is just going to be a perfect way to kind of complement the mac and cheese. Speaking of which, check this out. This came out perfectly. Look at all that pulled pork. Holy cow. I can't wait to dive into this. It could be a little more cheesy if I'd like it like that, but honestly, this is already going to be absolutely rich and delicious. So I'm going to dive face first into this and fill up my gut. This is the kind of meal you can eat outside in a snowstorm, stay warm, sit in some snow, take your shoes off for a bit and enjoy yourself. Check this out. This little bowl of deliciousness is what I ate for dinner along with my wife, and we both loved it. So make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Take care and stay safe.